Alright, stream is up and we are good to go. Alright, hello and welcome to LSR, where today we have Group 1 racing around the Marina Bay of Singapore. And today I am joined by Speed.
Hello. I have a cold, that's why it might sound different.
The common cold at this time, I want to say. As we're watching Ickle, and he's already invalidated his lap somehow.
Could have been on the exit of the pit lane. I was doing a test earlier with a couple of these drivers, and I got a couple invalidations exiting the pit lane.
The pit lane is a bit tricky around here. We are live, Mango, hello. Hello, Reflector. I can never remember. I think it's Jonah, I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, hello, Reflector and Mango, and everybody who is joining us today. As we watch Ickle get ready for the very first lap of the night. How's everyone feeling about the Singapore Grand Prix today? I am excited. How are you feeling, Speed?
Well, I gotta tell you, during testing with, it was me, Mango, NYR, and Yuki. During testing, I saw Mango hitting consistent 137 to 135s during the race. During qualifying, he was hitting about the same. So I think he's going to be one of the ones to watch tonight.
Mango's always going to be a person to watch, and we also do have B-Tom. I'm going to actually say that right this time. We do not have Zayek, but Zayek has just said Sev Lefebvre is going to win today. It's either going to be Sev Lefebvre or B-Tom who will win, I reckon. As Icklebrickle's just finished his second sector, as we have a yellow flag for Yuki, who's spun it on his outlap. No damage, so he's good enough for that.
I know Yuki was having a little trouble getting the car going during practice, and he had a couple of spins, but it's a new car on a reworked track. What do you expect? It's not going to be the easiest as NYR.
I don't know what's happened here, but people are getting penalties as Icklebrickle goes and puts a 137.2. So that is the benchmark for now, as we see Mango for his first lap. Viper coming around for his first flying lap goes 2 seconds slower, and then his teammate B-Tom goes almost a second down.
And Sev right on the back of Ickle here.
Who's next to cross the line?
It will be
you're boring.
Aston.
And that's Martin Danny at 2.8. King David 1 second off the pace. Vacant 1.4 seconds. So already a huge gap to everyone. As we go back to Mango, who's invalidated his lap time, so he will.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, James. I've been watching with Mango just like I did at Hungary, and he invalidated. Maybe I should stop doing this.
as
Good
Yuki
idea.
comes around the final 2 corners for his flying lap, puts in a 1:36.8, gets
That
out of that
was
37.
by 4/10 as well. He's up on Ickle's time.
So we have a new benchmark for the time being, but can anyone beat it?
I don't know.
Go on board with
So
Xiaomi.
Tommy's coming out of the pits right now.
As they do a 27.3, they've gone very deep into that corner and missed the apex completely. Not what they would have wanted to happen.
Now, James, I don't know if you've heard or not, but there is a Park for May glitch. Have you heard about it?
No.
So, after qualifying, you are able, even if Park for May's on, sometimes you're able to fully change your setup with no restrictions.
Huh. We'll have to see if anybody tries that in the next in the race then. Also, if anybody is in the stream and racing, can we have a weather update for the race?
Because we know rain around Singapore is one of the harshest conditions because it's one of the tracks where if it's raining, it's downpouring. It is Florida weather. It is hurricane season there.
As Xiaomi puts it in P5, 1.5 seconds off a leader at the moment. Quite a big gap, and I did not expect it to be here.
And I'm watching Tommy start his lap now.
MYR's invalidated his lap as well, so he will have to go again.
Well, they got time. They just got to be careful with invalidating from now on because time doesn't last forever.
So we only have 10 minutes left of this session now. And as Tom puts in a purple sector 1, so
But
we'll have to watch and see how this lap goes.
The thing is, everyone's going to be setting that, James, because EA cannot make a game correctly. There is also a first sector glitch, where it will show on the map where it's a purple sector, but it's actually a green for the driver.
You are a legend, Viper. So Viper has sent me the picture for the race and quali. So it is going to be a full dry race, full quali for dry as well.
Well, that's good for them.
So thank you for that.
For us. It's a little less entertaining for us, but it is good for them because it will mean that any driver mistakes that cause incidents are on the driver and not the track. Showing us which drivers can truly drive around this technical track and which cannot.
As we see Tom coming around the final corner, goes P4, 1.3 seconds off the pace.
Hey, that's better than a lot of the guys here, but I have a feeling a lot of the guys here didn't have time to practice, so we could see some big things happen in the race, and we could even see a surprise winner.
The farmer finishes his lap, doesn't improve, which I'm kind of now thinking he's going for the long run, as he's hardly used any ERS by the looks of it. Let's have a look at his, yeah, he's hardly used any ERS that whole lap. So he's obviously got a lot of fuel on board, and he's just doing practice runs. This man comes in here, does practice runs in quali, and still can win this race.
And we got a fight between NYR and Tommy in the Group 1 chat. NYR says he got a 5-second penalty because Tommy rammed him, and Tommy says that NYR should get removed,
Oh,
but you blocked me on his hot lap, so...
controversy already happening. As I
Also,
think,
I do want to... Actually, wait, never mind. I was looking at something wrong.
I'm just going to say a fun fact here. I think this is from Jonah. This is the first ever sprint race in LSR as well.
Actually, I believe we did have a sprint race at Canada, but it
Street
got
race,
cancelled.
not sprint.
Oh, I heard sprint.
Yeah, sorry. As Mango goes another a tenth quicker, I believe. Oh no, quite a few attempts actually quicker.
This, I mean, could you count Saudi Arabia and Miami as street courses? Because we have raced them
No,
already. No?
no, they're not streets. They're not on the actual roads.
Well, then, yeah, Singapore is our first of 2 street circuits this season.
I would have thought we would have done Baku.
Yeah, Azerbaijan is coming October 22nd, so make sure to tune in for that.
That's always going to be a fun one.
I've had a very recent horrible experience with Baku, and I never want to go back there.
I've had odd races there, and I've somehow always won them.
Yeah, there were 5 cars that finished the last race I did there.
Oof.
Out of a full grid.
Damn. So we got just under 6 minutes left of qualifying, and with everybody setting laps, but other than NYR and BTOM, who I want to say, I'm kind of guessing anyway, because he's doing quite a lot of laps at the moment. I don't know how many.
And right now I'm just watching Tano and Yuki's battle as they both invalidated their laps.
So yeah, but BTOM has already done 5 laps on these soft tyres. As we see NYR coming around the final 2 corners.
And as you say that, BTOM does come in. And NYR does beat BTOM for P13.
Shahomi very slowly coming around the final 2 corners.
Where is he?
I don't really know.
He's now I guess doing another warm-up lap because he is not using any ERS. But here comes his teammate Yuki. He's gonna let him by with no struggle, but even the slightest bit of a person getting in someone's way could cause damage to their lap. So do you think there might have been some damage to his teammate's lap or no?
Well, Yuki's lap is already 5 tenths slower than the personal best for Sector 1, as he's going very wide and hits the wall, but no damage, luckily enough for him. But his lap will be very, very damaged by this, as we have a very slow Mercedes.
I'm watching NYR approach the Oh wait, no, I'm not watching NYR.
Yuki is still 5 tenths slower.
And King has invalidated his lap, but he's doing what BTOM was just doing. Multiple laps on one set of tire. I guess they're testing out the tires instead of trying to beat qualifying laps.
Maybe.
Because I know BTOM has race pace around here, but maybe his qualifying pace just isn't the greatest today.
I know he did 5 laps on the soft tyres, so he was just doing a few practice runs, I think. Then he's going to go out very late into this session.
Well, we've only got around 3 minutes left. 2:45 actually, so this would be probably the most optimal time to come out if you're going to set another lap. As we didn't catch this, but Ickle passed Yuki for a second.
Ooh. The top, I want to say the top 4 are very close at the moment. First to second, 4/10, and then fourth down to second to fourth is only 2/10. So this could be a close one.
Well, right now I'm watching Eat My Dust. He is on his hot lap. He gets very close to the wall. I need my track map. Hang on.
Into the Memorial Corner now. Don't know why it's called that, but
Next corner will be Stamford. Now we go into Padang. As he spins it.
ooh.
And he's got damage on his front wing. That is
So
the end of qualifying for Eat My Dust.
That'll ruin his hopes for getting into a higher position, but he could still be in 7th position at the end of this.
It really just depends on how quick everyone else can improve. Right now, I am watching Boring as he hits the wall in his outlap. I don't believe there is any damage. There is not.
As
And
B-Tom
has retired.
goes straight over the corner, trying to get into that optimal place as he passes. I think it was an Alpine.
I think it was either Sev or Tommy going slow. Because Tommy is on his in-lap, I believe. But both Shahomi and Ickle have retired, so they will not set any better lap times. Now let's see if B-Tom has either invalidated both laps or can set quicker.
He's only invalidated for one, so we'll go on board with him.
He is coming down the main straight into turn 1, which is shears. Through turn 2, into turn 3, the turn 4 kink, into turn 5, a nice and smooth corner, going on to the, I guess you could call it the back straight, going around the turn 6 kink, into Memorial Corner. Now he's going into Stamford. Padang is the next corner he will take on. Following that, it will be the Singapore Sling. Then 11 and 12. He'll go across the bridge into turn 13. Up the straightaway. Heading towards Konat, which is turn 14. Into Konat, he keeps it relatively clean. The turn 15 kink. The turn 16 and 17. Now we enter turn 18 bay. Under the bridge, turn 19. He goes into turn 20, comes out of turn 21, and now he has this slight double left-hander to finish his lap, and it's going to put him up to P2. As Sev Lafleur was sideways across the line in front of him, but B-Tom
Mango goes and puts in a 1:36.0 right at the end.
I told you Mango had the pace this weekend. B-Tom falls down to P3 at the end, I believe, as it is telling me.
Yep.
Tano just set a faster lap than him.
Yuki just got in there very, very sneakily at the end. So, your P1 will be Mango, P2 is Yuki, P3 is B-Tom, P4
Followed by
Ickle.
Ickle. Sev Lafleur, King David, Tommy, Yeah Boring, Eat My Dust, and Shahomi rounds out your top 10. And then You have Viperize, Acid, Vacant, NYR, and Danny Stillers rounding out the grid to P15. Let's see what these 15 drivers can do in the main race, and let's see who will finish around Marina Bay.
We will have about 30 seconds, and then everyone will go out on the grid and go straight into lights out. We don't have formation laps still, as there's a little bit of a bug with it still,
Well,
sadly enough.
Thankfully the audio glitch is gone, and the formation lap is somewhat fixed, where it resets all the tire temperatures, because we were doing it yesterday, or not yesterday, last week for Hungary, I believe. We did formation lap, and it worked okay. It still reset our tire temps, and it did the same to the owner of the server. It's now that they have to fix the tire temperatures.
So
That's all.
we can now change the setups, which is bad. I hope nobody changes theirs. So stupid. So that's an actual bug within the game, and it allows you to change your settings no matter what. That's a bit. But oh well. 2 lights, 3 lights,
3,
4.
4, 5, and it's green here around Marina Bay, and all the boys and girls are going racing. Mango into the first corner. Well, Yuki holds back B-Tom and King David. And there is a caution already. There is a Red Bull of Ickle Bickle off the track. That is not the start you need around this track. We have no movement well, we have our farthest driver, Acid Masters, going up 4 positions, followed by NYR and Vacant. They've both gone up 3. Now Acid has overtaken Tommy for P8, and that has moved him up 5 positions. But as we see on the bottom, the predicted pit stop strategy is a hard to medium or hard to medium to soft. Now, we have some drivers that are starting on the mediums and the softs. You have B-Tom starting on the mediums, and King David and Acid Masters starting on the softs. So we could see a different approach to strategies today, as there is B-Tom around. B-Tom has spun it and has fallen out of the points barely, but will now re-challenge Shahomie. And let's see if there's any more action. Oh, and Mango sets a 143 as B-Tom almost loses his car again. But what are your thoughts on the restart, James?
I didn't see most of the action, but there was quite a few spins already, so this track already proving to be a pain to everyone in the race, as B-Tom already looking on the back of Vacant, who
they go into Memorial Corner. It's 3 wide, and there's an incident, and Vacant is around. He's not going to be happy about that, but who truly could have been at fault there, because Vacant went for the move on Eat My Dust, and at the same time, B-Tom was already going for the move on Vacant. So, is there really someone you can blame in that incident? And B-Tom is back up to P8.
It looked very close, and I thought it was actually going to go 3 wide and have a very nice competition there, but collisions happen, unfortunately. But we'll have to see what happens throughout the main of the race as we go to the front of the pack with Mango leading this race. He's pulled a 1 second gap already, ahead of Yuki. And then you have King David in P3. They have a huge gap to Seville at 3.1 seconds in just 2 laps of racing, as the
But
front three all switch for the fastest lap.
And B-Tom now all over the back of Tommy going into turn 1 through turn 2, but Tommy is now challenging Boring for P6, and B-Tom fell off of Tommy's rear wing through the first 3 corners. Also, Eat My Dust in the pit lane already. He had to, I guess, repair his front wing, as he probably got damage from his incident with Vacant and B-Tom. But here comes Tano starting to catch on Mango, while King David is trying to keep up with both of them.
As B-Tom is now ahead of Tom with a very nice move into turn 7. Or turn 9, sorry. So he's now up into P7, all on the back of Boring. He's going to try the inside, has to just back out of it. He's going to wait until the next possible moment for him to overtake.
And Mango set the fastest second sector right now. Let's see who gets the fastest lap after these 3 cross the line. Because these 3 are the only ones within the 141s. Mango not improving, and it's going to stick with King David at a 141.678. Pretty quick lap time from him, and I guess that the slipstream of the 2 drivers ahead of him is helping him with these laps. But DRS is now, well, it was enabled a lap ago, and it still is, and we see Yuki starting to catch Mango, as he's around 7/10, and King David is about 5/10 to 6/10 behind Yuki. And then between the top 3 and between King David and Seville, there is a 3-second gap. So that shows you how quick these drivers were able to get away, and now unless one of these drivers gets in an accident or B-Tom can cut through the traffic like butter, I think these 3 will be your podium contenders for this weekend. What do you think, James?
Yeah, it's looking more to like the front 3 we have now will be the front 3 who will win this race. But we do have B-Tom very, very fast right now, cutting his way through the field already up into P6 as we've been looking. So he should be able to catch up to the front soon.
And he is now trying to chase down Acid Masters, who's 3 seconds ahead of him, but is trying to get into a battle with Steve Lafleur, which will slow them both down and help B-Tom catch up.
Icklebickles has spun it at turn 4, so he's now back down into P14. I believe he has damage, I can't really tell. He does not have damage.
Ickle is really struggling today. I wonder why that is. Maybe he didn't get the correct setup load in, or just something else, but...
Oh, a few collisions here as Vacant and Viper have spun, and Vacant has lost a bit of his front wing.
That is not what you want to see, especially this early in this race. I mean, if it was later, then you definitely wouldn't want to see that, as you know your race is over, unless you get a lucky safety car. But these drivers are capable of keeping their cars under control. It's just some of them are having a little bit of a struggle.
So it is currently lap 6 out of 31 for the Singapore Grand Prix, and we have Mango currently leading the race from start to about this sort of area in the race at the moment. They are 2.5 seconds ahead of King David, who was with them at one point of the race, but has now fallen back from the pack. But we're just seeing Yuki have DRS on Mango, but cannot get anywhere close enough to make a move or a little bit of a lunge into one of the corners to take P1 from Mango at the moment. And B-Tom is now 1 second off of Acid Masters as he is chasing back the pack after his first lap incident. So he's getting back there now, as Yuki's going to have DRS once again down the back straight. But will he be able to do anything with it? We'll have to wait and see. Still way too far back at the moment for any sort of move just yet. So B-Tom is now also a 10th within Acid Masters. He's got DRS. He's going to be a much quicker car. Even though being on the mediums, and he's already made the move into the corner, well, before the corner, and is now a bit back into P5. So his next person to attack will be Sevlafair, who is 3.2 seconds off, well, up the road of him, who is attacking King David at the moment.
As King David, I didn't even realize he fell off by about 5 seconds from Yuki and Mango, and Sev gets past King David, as there is a caution. Where is this? It is King David entering the pits, but I don't believe that was what the caution was for, was it?
No, I think it was a slow Mercedes of Xiaomi. This battle for first is getting very, very close at the moment. 4 attempts is the gap for just these two at the front. And it's looking to stay like this for a very long time, as both of them are on the hard compound tyre, so they will go very, very long into the stint. How long is the question, though? As they are they could just cruise now because they are 6.2 seconds ahead of Sevilla, but they will have a very fast B-Tom coming up behind them soon.
B-Tom has begun to close up on Sev, but Sev's still dropping back from the leading two, so maybe B-Tom will get his second podium in a row after he won at Hungary last week.
Weird little thing this, how B-Tom is already a championship fighter, only being in like 3 races at the moment.
And Sevilla gets a 3-second time penalty, which is not what he wants, but you are right, B-Tom is P3 in the Drivers' Championship, and he only has 2 races with points to his name, Saudi Arabia and Hungary. He got 12 points at Saudi Arabia and 26 points at Hungary. So this puts him 15 points back from Yuki, and Mango's 8 points back.
Just a little bugbear. He won Australia. Just saying. So he's done 3 races, 1, 2, and 1 podium. I think no, 1 4th place.
Hey, that is still pretty good for just being a reserve driver. I mean, if he can get a good result around here and even beat Mango and Yuki, he might have a chance to overtake one of them in the championship if he gets enough points gained. And with next week being Abu Dhabi, it's definitely going to be a fun race for us to commentate and for the drivers to race.
As B-Tom gets past Sevilla there, which we've just missed. I didn't realise he was that close already.
Well, this is just showing the true pace of B-Tom. He is undoubtedly one of the quickest drivers in the PlayStation esports community. I mean, if he wanted, he could probably do actual esports and finish pretty well there. He definitely could have a chance at that if he wanted, but we've talked to him before about this, me and a couple of other guys, and he said it isn't really his forte. As Eat My Dust retires in the pit lane, first retiree of the night. I guess it's just not worth racing it anymore tonight for him.
So B-Tom has already taken out 1 second of the front 2 in not even a lap. So in about 7 to 10 laps, we will see B-Tom at the front of the pack fighting the front 2. The front 2 will have to get a move on if they are saving their tyres. As we look to both Ferraris, hopefully they don't crash, as they still have the special 75 years, I think it is, livery. As King David's going to go down the inside of NYR, makes it a nice move. No collisions just yet for the Ferrari duo. But NYR will get DRS down this back straight. But if he were close enough down the straight and into the corner, he might make a move. But he's quite a bit too far back now. So there's that chance gone and over with already. As Boring gets very, very close with Acid Masters. A little bit of contact there, I believe. Not 100% sure, but down the bridge now into the next corner. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to stick it around the inside. He's staying there with him. He will get the inside for the next corner, which will be very good for him. He's made the move done, and Tom is going to get in on this action, maybe as well. He's going to back out of it and think maybe later in the lap. As I think Acid Masters is very old softs now that cannot stick with the current pace of the others anymore. Who pits, as I just say.
I'm right now just watching B-Tom. He isn't quite able to catch the front two right now. I guess the medium tires are starting to show their wear. Because it's definitely not one of the easier places to deal with. Or to deal with tire wear.
As Sevilla Fair has spun it, its day is getting worse now. Who is now 12 seconds off the pace, which is not fun for him. Very quick driver, but just hasn't got it in him today as Yuki retires. Do not know how, as we have a safety car.
I think he tried to go for a move on Mango and must have hit the wall somewhere. This allows B-Tom to get up into P2 and pit. So B-Tom will get a free pit stop from this.
So this will get very, very quick different now. As Yuki, I don't know if you are watching, or Mango, what happened?
I'm asking him that right now in the Group 1 chat, actually.
So the safety car will have to wait for Mango to get back around. But he might pit, he might not. B-Tom has now gone on to the hard compound tyre. As Severfair also goes on to the mediums. You're boring on the mediums, Ickle onto the softs.
Danny is apologizing to Vacant. I don't know why. He's driving and texting. I know that doesn't end well.
Tom, mediums, and Viper also have chosen to pit as well for the medium compound.
All we have right now from Yuki is it was going to happen eventually at track. So I guess he just wasn't feeling too comfortable around the track, and he must have made a mistake and hit the wall somewhere, but it is one big cost to do that, and I truly feel like he could have got a podium today, but now both if both Mango and B-Tom stay where they are, they will finish ahead of him, or they will pass him um, in the Drivers' Championship. And we have word from Yuki. He says, I don't even know, I'm turning normally, and suddenly it goes the other way. So, I guess it's just this game being this game.
So, the game being the game, as normal, which is very annoying, but very sad to see that he is out of the race. But we'll probably have a fantastic race with Mango and Buffon, B-Tom, for the lead of this race now. So as we wait for the rest of the pack to catch up with Mango and the safety car, which I do reckon will be a few more laps now, because Vacant and Road Price are very, very far off. Ferrari are looking good for some points this race. They are very good right now. Seb Leclerc, they could actually be ahead of Seb Leclerc, who hasn't had the best of races today, which very sad for him. But we'll have to wait and see if Ferrari can keep 3 and 4th, which will give him a huge amount of points for this race and the championship fight.
Well, right now, Ferrari are looking the best for points, to be honest. I mean, a 3-4, no penalties, and both their drivers are pretty quick. I think Ferrari could get some well-needed points, as they are down in P6 in the Constructors' Championship behind Williams. Mercedes is at the top, followed by Aston Martin, McLaren, Red Bull, and Williams. But Ferrari is 58 points from Mercedes, and if they want that Constructors' Championship, they need to start clawing away at their points lead.
So Valprice has pitted again. I don't know if this is going to change the outcome of the safety car, but Vacant hasn't even caught up with the back of the pack just yet. So I don't know when we'll be getting underway, but we will be getting underway soon. Might just take another lap or two. not much really to talk about right now, as we are still waiting for the safety car to come in, but we are also waiting for Vacant and Viprise to catch up with the pack so the safety car can come in. But when that'll be, we do not know. We're just waiting on one more driver. But we are on lap 16 out of 31 right now, and Mango has led every single lap up into now, where we do have a safety car. It might change after this safety car, who knows? But the pack is all together now, and this could be a bit of a crazy, hectic lap or two after. We'll have to wait and see what will happen. If anybody has a safety car is in this lap. Also, if anybody has any questions or wants to join the league, it is in the description. Discord's all there, so all you need to do is click the link and then you might be able to race with one of these got.
Or join us in Group 2. That's fun.
Group 2 is very, very close, I would say.
And I have to race there tomorrow, so around this track. And I'm not the biggest fan of Singapore, but I do still like Singapore. So it's definitely going to be fun to see how Group 2 shapes up tomorrow.
So Mango is the safety car at the moment until he does decide to go. He's going very, very late.
A Mango safety car.
Decided to go now. B-Tom all over the back of him, moving out to make the move already into turn 1.
But it's not going to be there.
Happen. It's going to make it happen into turn 3.
And you're blowing another time penalty for another driver, 3 seconds for multiple warnings.
Oh, there's contact with Mango. Oh, there's a huge crash.
In the back.
Oh,
and Mango is out of this. This is going to really help Beta in this race. And safety car is not even coming out.
Oh, there's even more action down in the down the field. But very sad for Mango, who collided with King David. Still more entertainment going on with this pack of you're boring downwards as Seville Flair goes off the track. Don't know what's happened to him there, but we do now have a safety car.
I mean, the safety car was eventually going to come. Seville Flair hit the wall. Vacant has a 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Ickle Bickle. And I'm just watching the Group 1 chat, and Yuki says that Mango can sit next to him in the garage while watching this race. But it's definitely looking like B-Tom's race, unless he gets taken out, which is possible. And if he gets taken out, then that could help Seville Flair, as he'll have a chance to get some points on him, as well as King David, as a bunch of cars also come into the pits. I just realized.
Everyone's into the pits. This is madness. All the way down from 6th to 12th on the pit lane. Everyone else has stayed out. But I think we kind of jinxed it with how we're looking. They were very, very strong. Before the safety car, now we have a safety car and we are down in P7 and P11, which is not what they would have wanted.
Well, Ferrari can still recover with only 12 drivers in the race still. There's still a chance for them to get some pretty good points because they are quick. They've just been caught in some misfortune. And I think they definitely have a chance to overtake Williams for P5 in the constructors, but they have to hope on getting back up there as quickly as they can because although they are only 3 points behind Williams, they need a good double points finish if Tommy stays where he is and if Sev gets into the points.
Mango is obviously very disappointed with his DNF, and I wouldn't blame him. He's still without the win in LSR, and he's still waiting for his very first, I believe. When that day will come, we do not know, but we know we'll be very, very excited for that. As we are waiting for the pack to reform once again for another safety car.
And Sev is coming into the pits.
I presume he would be going on to fresher tyres than he is already on.
No, he's throwing on 5-lap old mediums.
Going back to the old tyres?
I guess
It's
so.
odd, but I guess I could see it because we only have about 10 laps, 10 to 11 laps to go after the safety car does come into the pits. But we'll have to wait and see.
And I have a feeling it's not going to be fully green flag, so I have a feeling we'll have at least another caution in this, or a safety car. But we'll just have to wait and see because, as I said earlier, Marina Bay is one of the most technically challenging tracks on the F1 calendar, and it definitely has imposed some struggles for our Group 1 drivers.
It definitely is one of the longest tracks as well. Not. It's weird because it's not the longest track, but it feels very, very long going around the track. Like you do really feel the.
It's just because of all the slow speed corners. There's not really many fast speed corners around this place as there are around, let's say, Baku or Jeddah.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard if it's a track like this anyway. As we wait for Sevlefair, who also now pits again for...
I'm a little confused. But yeah, with the longest track. Huh. But
so he's going to go to the end.
Yeah. But the longest track is one that's also very quick. Although it is long, it is Spa-Francorchamps. but because of the quicker corners and the less hairpins and slow speed corners, it feels quicker. Because instead of feeling the actual track length, you're just feeling the speed of the car. As Ickle, 3-second time penalty, ignoring yellow flag.
So safety car will be in this lap. So we will get 11 laps of racing. Luckily for everyone.
Several Flat was able to catch back up to the safety car in time. So that was lucky for him.
B Tom is the safety car, will be the safety car up until he gets ready to go, and he's already gone.
Yeah, I was about to say he's probably going to go off the edge of this corner because it gets a lot of drivers from surprise.
Oh,
and there's a spin in the back. It is
2 spins.
Tom.
Viperize
Tom and Viperize. That is not good for AlphaTauri, as they do want those points. So they now have to rely on their reserve driver of B-Tom. Because AlphaTauri right now are down in 9th place with only 20 points to their name. At least it isn't dead last, though, where our good old friends at Alfa Romeo are, as they've only scored 10 points. Or 10 points and 8 points. And that was at Australia and Spa-Francorchamps. But now Boring is within the top 3. I didn't expect him to be on the podium, but we might get a Baku surprise.
We might just do as Several Fair had a little bit of a spin, I believe, at turn 3, which did cause him to lose a little bit of time, and he is still down in 10th position now. So right now we have B-Tom leading the race after 2 safety cars now. After we had a very dominant race from Mango, who now is retired from the race after a collision with King David at turn 4, which resulted in a massive crash and then more chaos, which caused a safety car. And now B-Tom will be leading this race from Aston Masters to Boring, who is a surprise podium at the moment. If he can stay like this, if he can get P2, that's even better for him. And for Alfa Romeo, who will need the points for their title, for their championship hopes of getting into that nice position. But at the moment he's staying with Aston Masters, does not have DRS just yet, as we have to wait 3 laps until he can use that DRS on the straights, which will be, I think, next lap. So lap 23 will be the lap where they do get DRS, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they started back going on to lap 21, so it's either this lap or next.
As B-Tom already 3 seconds ahead, does the fastest lap of the race.
B-Tom 141.2. He's just really showing his pace today, but Sev LaFleur with a 141.1 beating B-Tom's time. So now B-Tom, if Sev can get back up to B-Tom, B-Tom could be in some trouble.
So we do now have DRS activated. Your Boring is going to look around the outside. He's not able. He's going to have to switch back. He's not going to be able to make a move just yet, but he's very close. King David makes a move on Danny up into P7 for Ferrari. They are coming back now, and hopefully they will get some points. They've looked very strong today. So we are on lap 24 out of 31 at this time at the Singapore Grand Prix for LSR. Sev LaFleur goes another 10th faster than he previously did, showing what the softs can do. And your Boring is getting ever so closer to the back of Acid Masters, and he is wanting to look for that move. It's a bit too far back.
I think this is B-Tom's race here, James. He already has a 5-second gap. We've only been going for about 3-4 laps now. I think this will be B-Tom's race unless another unexpected safety car comes hurtling into the path of his second win in a row.
Yeah, he's looking very, very strong here. His teammate, not that great, but sadly for him anyway. So at the moment we do have a fight for P2, which goes all the way back down to P7. So a lot of people fighting for P2 as Vacant spins it. At the final corner, sadly for him.
Still not going to be enough to help the other AlphaTauri, though.
As we have yellow flags for NYR, who has spun it. Ferrari are crumbling here. They are still in the points, though, which is good for them. But they have crumbled ever since that first safety car. Which is very, very sad for them to see. Sev LaFleur is getting onto this fight. He's only like a second down. So we'll have to see what he can do. Acid Masters, though, doing an amazing job holding back about 5 people here at the moment. All chasing him, all on equal tires, equal everything, as VTOM shows Sevlafare he's still here and he can go quicker than him. But does Sevlafare have any answer to that fastest lap? As your boring goes round the outside of turn 3, he's going to keep it around the outside for turn 4, having the inside for turn 4. I mean, as NYR retires in the pit lane, you will not get a point then. Ferrari will only get P6. As your boring's still around the outside, he's going to have to go off track. He was pushed a little bit wide. Eaglebickle's going to get on in this action now. And he's going to make a place, but then he spun it. Eaglebickle has spun and lost P3 due to a little spin there. But Sevlafare now also fighting for P3 here is Pasha Homie with a nice move.
Look at Viperize, fastest lap. But NYR has retired from the Singapore GP in the pit lane to not cause a safety car, but it's just not. Ferrari have not had the luck they have needed this season. Kinda reminds me of real life.
As we do have a full course yellow, a VSC, I don't know why though, but we do have Eaglebickle in the wall.
That might be why then.
Crash gate situation here, as we do have a safety car now. So, safety car, lap 26.
I don't know who Ickle's trying to help here. There's like no one on his team right now. Red Bull is just him, so.
And okay, don't know what happened there to Eaglebickle, but he has retired in the pit lane. But he's kind of caused a little collision there in the pit lane with himself. Bit of a weird one.
Danny has caught Ickle resetting to track. Ickle has been caught resetting to track. So that will be a penalty.
So this is going to be a bit of a weird one right now, as we do have a safety car. But B-Tom is going to catch the safety car on lap 28. We will only have 29 and 30 behind the safety car possible, or only this lap behind the safety car. Don't know how this one's going to work out, but it's a very late safety car. Very weird how this has worked out, because it shouldn't have been a safety car situation, I don't think. But B-Tom does come into the pit lane, as he is 16 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I think that's the right call from B-Tom. Throw on the soft tires, show them what you're made of, and get these points.
As you do gain an advantage, as everyone else pits as well. So
maybe Ickle is trying to help the rest of the fields beat B-Tom.
So it is lap 28 out of 31. We do have a safety car.
And Ickle is saying you could not give two shots about anything to do with this race, but thanks for being Officer Reset. Glad you're here, to Danny, who who told us about him resetting the track. So thank you, Danny, for telling us.
So B-Tom has now caught it with a safety car.
But will it come in this lap, or will everyone else catch up to him? And if everyone else catches up to him, whose race will this truly be? Because right now it is Sev and B-Tom with the pace of the race. So who will prevail for P1?
So everyone is catching up to the safety car now. We do have two other people still way behind and not as close as everyone else, but does safety car come into this lap? No, it does not by the looks of it. So we will have one more lap behind the safety car, I think. I might be wrong here. But we will get either 2 laps of racing or just the one. So anything and anyone can take this race win from B-Tom.
Well, I have asked the drivers their opinion on who will win.
If anybody in the stream can say who they think will take this win as we get ever so closer to the end of this race. Defo me, lol. Yeah, Vipers, you're obviously gonna win. You're just gonna... You're gonna be like, I don't know. You're gonna do something and everyone's just gonna split out the way for you. And, yeah, you'll just be like, thank you, I'll take the win.
Probably because they are trying to finish the race. I believe Viperize is gonna start being extra aggressive here and maybe start doing some unnecessary dives, but who knows? They might work out for him.
So Viperize is now caught up with the rest of the pack. So whether... So the safety car will come in this lap. We will have 2 laps of racing. This could go anyone's way. This could go anyway as well. Because this could probably cause a huge crash. Or a surprise win, or just anything right now.
Well, safety car cannot come out again. We know that for sure. So now, it's up to our drivers to keep it together and to actually finish the race, which they've made it this far, so I believe they'll be able to finish it, but B-Tom is your safety car until he decides to go. I believe he's going to go off the exit of this chicane, and he does.
So we are...
unless he spins, this is B-Tom's race. But, lap 30 at 31, so 2 laps remaining. No DRS for the remainder of the race.
You're boring, so looking for a move already.
This race will now be based on raw pace. Who has the best pace around here? Who will be able to prevail today? as we see B Tom coming around the turn 6 kink into Memorial Corner. He is still out ahead, and it's almost by a second now. But it looks like it's going to be Williams getting the most points today. As sadly, both McLarens have retired from the race, which is not good for the championship hope. But B-Tom, fastest sector 2. He could be looking to take the fastest lap away from, I believe it is his teammate that currently holds it. Yes, it is.
Several players just move up into P2 for Williams. So, Sedler is back into his...
But let's ride on board with V-Tom for the final lap here. Fastest lap, 139. He goes into Shears, now into turn 2, the left turn of turn 3, now coming into the right-hander of turn 4. He uses a bit of VRS coming into turn 4, and a little bit on the exit. Turn 6, and now going into Memorial Corner, turn 7. Now Stamford. He gets another fastest first sector, but now he goes around heading down the straightaway. Now he is entering Singapore Sling through 11 and 12. Double flare, multiple warning penalty, but B-Tom through turn 13. Now he is going down the straightaway into Connaught, which is turn 14. Through turn 14, another fastest sector. Uses a little bit of curve on the exit. Now he's going to go around turn 15, entering turn 16, into turn 17, and now he reaches turn 18 Bay, under the bridge, and he almost loses control, and B-Tom will be your Singapore Grand Prix Group 1 winner. Welcome back to the top step, B-Tom.
As King David gets P2, Acid Masters with P3 as...
And Sev falls down to P6, I believe that was, or P7?
Not really sure, but after, I think it was 6-second time penalties.
Sev got a penalty from one warning, apparently. But our 3 drivers that will be joining us in the booth today, who I believe they will be appearing, is Acid Masters, King David, and LFR B-Tom, your 2-time in a row race winner here in LSR Group 1.
So, B-Tom is your race winner for LSR. King David and Acid Masters joins him on the podium. Danny in P4. Shahomi coming home in P5. Sevlafair drops down into P6. Yoborin up into P7. Vacant P8. Tom P9. Viper P10. And then Ikubiku in P11, who is DNF'd, NYR, Mango, Yuki, and Eat My Dust also retired from the race.
Just a strugglesome race for a lot of people. It's sad that it had to end like that for our 2 championship leaders, but this will now help B-Tom as he should now take over the Drivers' Championship. So I will invite the guys to the after race talks. I said Masters, add those two. I'll find King David here now. Welcome, B-Tom. We are just trying to get the other two into the party.
Alright.
What was his username, James?
Who?
King.
Ooh, let me add him.
Actually, I could just go to play together.
I've added.
Okay.
Alright. Let me...
We will get into the virtual showroom. P3 was Asset Masters, if I'm correct, in the LP.
We are joined by the race winner, again, somehow, B-Tom. Hello.
Welcome,
How's it
B-Tom.
going?
I saw in quali. I don't know if you were doing practice runs in quali, but I saw you do like 5 laps on softs. Was that just practice runs or?
Yeah, I don't really practice for these. I just kind of get on and try and get up to speed as quickly as I can in quali. So I started out with a run on softs with about 32 laps of fuel, and I was just trying to get a feel for what the car would be like in the race. And then right at the last minute, I went for a quali lap. So yeah.
It's pretty impressive. I will not lie. Um, first safety car that came out. What went through your head as you saw safety car come
Uh,
up?
yeah. So I saw that Tana where Yuki had crashed, and without a second thought, I just dove into the pits. So I didn't even see the safety car graphic come out. I just saw like STR Tana was retired from the session because I was basically coming out of the penultimate corner when he crashed. So I was like, "Yep, I'm pitting now." Um, I didn't really need to pit that lap because the safety car would have let all the cars by anyways to get the leader. But uh, when a safety car comes out and it's more or less within your pit window, it's pretty much a no-brainer to chuck it into the pits. So that's what I did.
Um, your your pace was insane. Like I think was the first lap you got a bit of contact. Don't know how. Did you get contact first lap or first few laps?
Yeah. On the first lap, I was trying to get past Yuki, and I mean he was defending really hard, which obviously you'd want to do, because the mediums are quite a bit faster at the start of the race compared to hards. And I think it was in starting sector 3 or just before the end of sector 2. I moved around the outside. I'm not sure if we tangled or what, but I ended up spinning. Um, so yeah, that was unfortunate. I wasn't really too upset about it because I mean those things happen, especially when you don't practice, but yeah, I just tried to keep my head down and see what I could do from the position I was in, and yeah, it all worked out.
Very good race from you anyway. To come back from that spin and somehow win the race, and yet I think it was get the fastest lap. I think it was like a 139
It was a
something.
it was around a 139.7 or 139.6.
I think it was a 37.9. So
37.9.
No, I know it was a 139.
We'll have to look back anyway. But overall, a very strong race. Very dominant at the end after second safety car, and then we had that very weird third safety car.
From
yeah,
Ickle hitting the wall.
honestly, I think it wasn't really as dominant as it looked. You know, Yuki and Mango were really quick, and I think had I gone on the same strategy, I would have had a chance to beat them. But under normal circumstances with my spin, then they would have just flown off into the distance. But um, yeah, that first safety car kind of saved my race because it gave me an opportunity to have a go at Mango, even though he's on the mediums. But yeah, I got the jump on him on the restart, and I mean once he crashed, well, or got taken out, um, the rest was pretty straightforward. So yeah.
Have you got any questions for me, Tom?
I've got a few. First, how did you feel when you saw that Mango and King David collided behind you and caused an incident? What are your feelings on that?
I thought it was pretty crazy, to be honest, because I looked back and there was like a 5 car pileup or something like that. It was ridiculous. Um, but like after that, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, well, I mean, it's tough. I just gotta focus on my own race. So I'm just gonna keep it pushing.
And how are you so quick with no practice and you're just jumping in? How do you keep pace with the top guys in LSR and end up beating them in the end?
I think part of it's luck and part of it is just maybe I'm a bit sharper on the strategy and just overall racecraft front. Because I mean, we saw it Hungary. I think some guys definitely had a chance to make up for their misfortune at the end when the win came. But I think a lot of guys pit for another set of softs, and some guys pitted for inters, which, in my opinion, was clearly the right way to go. But I guess some people didn't see it that way, and those kind of errors, even though it's not a driving error, will cost you. And then just how you judge the first lap and in general wheel-to-wheel racing is pretty important. I think Yuki might be a little too aggressive. He's really quick, but I think sometimes he gets himself into trouble by trying to win it all um, on the first lap, or he tries to overtake at the first opportunity. Which I mean, it's respectable because you want to get past quickly and get on with your race, but it's not always the best strategy. So yeah.
Is that all the questions you've got, or
Yeah.
I don't think the other two are joining, so we will.
No, I don't believe they are.
No. So we will all see you in the next round, which I believe, if I can, which will be at Abu Dhabi for round 8. So we will see you for Group 1 next week at Abu Dhabi. Group 2 will have Singapore tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that of the YouTube. Don't forget to join the Discord if you are new here and subscribe so you can get the notifications, and we will see you tomorrow or next week.